Hi everyone, it's Rachel here. I've got you on my tripod so that way I can see what I'm showing you. I have found some more antique books. Some are super old and, well, they're all super old, but there are some from the 1600s here today as well. I already have sold some. I did put them in my shop yesterday just to give people a chance to, purchase them because when I do a video they do go very quickly. I won't show you the ones that I've already sold. And I actually bought some that have vellum or parchment. Now previously I didn't buy those because I didn't really know what it was, to be honest, and then I also thought that they had covered them with that because the leather had come off. But then I was quite interested because I noticed that my mother-in-law was always very interested if they call it pergamena here. She was always really interested if they had parchment, or sometimes it's called vellum or parchment, whichever. Because in actual fact, I looked it up on the internet, the history of sort of bookmaking, and from the 16th century, they started to use pergamena or vellum or parchment because it was a stronger material. So for larger books, they would then cover them with, and this is what I'm talking about, the pergamena. And then there was also parchment that was lighter, that was used as paper previously. So, but in the 16th and especially in the 17th centuries, parchment was widely used in bookbinding, and it was usually swine, swino, which was very strong for these larger tomes or volumes. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. So they do have their original covers, and I really like that. And there's also a lot of them have hand writing with the calligraphy on the spines as well. So I'll just show you quickly the books that I've got, and I'll tell you the dates, and then and they are all listed, so I'll link them below probably. Now this one here, this is French, I think. This one, I have done a few repairs on some of them. Some of them have some loose pages as well. So this one is French, and sorry, that's not the cover. This one dates to 1704, so it's pretty old. Beautiful, I mean, old pages and lovely things that you can scan if you want to and use. Beautiful script. And obviously, I put a photograph up on Instagram. This one has a little bit of writing in here as well. It said there were 3 volumes of this one, but I only found one. Has the beautiful spine there. And then the leather is in pretty good condition in this one. So what I've done is I've listed them in my shop with their title and the date. Now this one is 1818. I can remember that. It has this beautiful green leather spine and this marbling cover. I don't know that this is obviously not original, this bit here. Now the reason why I liked this one is the paper is beautiful. It's the most beautiful color. And I was going to keep this, but my husband told me I'm filling my house up with too many, we can't fill the house up with books. Now this breaks my heart to sell this, really. Look at it. It's sorry, I should tell you what it is. It's Italian. It's written in Italian. It's the 3rd part. So obviously there were other ones, but they didn't have them. That's why you can get these things, because they're not complete. So it's about the origins of law in the arts and science, antique populations, 1818 Venice. So I just had found what I wanted to show you in particular that besides the beautiful colour of the paper, look at these illustrations, just amazing. And they're not obviously everywhere in the book, but there are quite a few. There's the pyramid. I mean, they are wonderful. So here's the pyramids as well. I don't know why I'm selling this, because my husband told me I had to. I couldn't keep them all because we don't have enough space. Oh, bottom is what I want to say. Anyway, I'm selling it to a lovely person. I'm sure I'll find something else. So that's that one, and it's a fat book. It's a fatty boomba. Yep, so that's for sale. And then there's this one. This is covered with the vellum. Maybe these are casting a shadow. Let's do this one first, so there's less of a shadow. So this one's got vellum. This is a big book. This is a really big one. Opere delle Signori. I think it's tome number 1. So it's got its original cover, and it has a little label here that you can see. And then Opere del Padre Paolo Signori. I think that might mean divine in 4 tomes. So there were 4, but they don't have, I mean, there was only this one. And look at this. This is amazing. I wanted to keep this one too, but I wasn't allowed. And this is very old. This is, let me try and read it. It's 16. The X before the C is 94. 1694, this one. Oh, it's so yummy. Oh, I love it. I would literally just fill up my house with these things. They're just beautiful, and it's in a very good state. I must say, oh, except there's a few bent pages. We'll flatten those out. I must say the ones that I found that I was looking at the market that had the vellum were in a very good state compared to the ones that might have a leather cover, because look, it's pretty well intact, isn't it? From 16, what did I say, 1694 or something like that. Then there's this one. This is leather bound. It's a big book. It's a biggish book. It's upside down. So this is French. So this was very common, this leather in France, wasn't it? Because I've got a lot of books like that. And of course they use the lovely gilding as well. On the spine. I will glue that down. I'll fix all of that. I didn't see that. I did repair the other end. So some of them have loose pages. The pages have come loose. So maybe you can, I'm not going to do anything to it. Whoever purchases it can decide what they want to do. Whether you might want to put some transparent tape there or something to put it in there. And it's 1753, this one. And it's French. I think a lot of the, oh, it's wonderful. I think a lot of these were from churches or, belonging to private families, but, all about, see, this is about baptism, I think. It's in French. I mean, look at the script in this. It's just beautiful. It's in fairly good condition except for that one loose page. And then there's obviously some marking on the paper as well. Does that one have the, yes, it does. So it's got the marbled paper on that side. And then this is really big. This is my biggest one, I think. And that other one with the parchment. This is another really big one in fairly good state. Let me see if I've got it upside down. Again, I think this is French, because that paper seems to be a lot in the French books. Yes, this is Ouvre des Fous something. I can't speak French. This one is 1773. So before the English went to Australia, the second tome. It's just yummy. Oh my word. I wanted to keep, this is another one I wanted to keep. I wasn't allowed. I have kept a few, but I would have kept nearly all of them, I think. So it's in really good state, this one. And it's big. Okay, and if you want to see like what the books look like all in a row, you can pop over to Instagram and have a look. Now this one is covered in vellum or parchment. It's got the script there as I showed you before. It's Italian. It's written in Latin. Thomas Aquinas. So this is tome number 1. I didn't have any other tomes of it. And it's 1773 again. That one, and someone's done some writing on there as well, and it's in very good state. There's a few watermarks on it, but all of the pages are intact. I'm also going to link a video that I watched yesterday that was really interesting. Now I've got more. We're not finished yet. We've got heaps. Now I'm also going to link a video that I watched about bookbinding that was really interesting. So I think you should all watch that if you're going to purchase any of these, because you'll see how they were put together. Now this book, I bought it because it's got this cardboard sort of grungy cover, but it's very nice inside. The paper's yummy. It's had some sort of dampness, but the paper is really yummy. I mean, look at that. This one's 1734. It's French. It's I don't know, a historical critique of something, of I don't know what. But it's really yummy. It's all ruined and grungy and really nice, and yeah. So that one's also available. I don't read French. Oh, and there's some writing with the pen on the back. So that's that one. So you could maybe make even a lovely fabric cover to go over that. Like, not stick it on, a loose cover that you could take off. Now, that I've got some more of these with the parchment, with the writing. Very, very good state they are. I will say that. Now, this one I think I'm selling separately because there's a few that go together. I'm selling them separately, but if anyone, I already sold one set of 3. If anyone wants all 3 of them, then I've in the listing I've put a discount price for the 3. So this one was a single one that I had. This is again written in Latin, Thomas Aquinas, and it's, am I sure about what I'm saying? Yes, there were 2 singles. These might be the 2 single Pringles. Let me have a look. Yes, that one's single as well. So this one's 1736. Yep, am I reading that right? Yes, I'm so excited. I used to be quite good at the Roman numerals. I will just hold up. They're very good, very good condition. These ones with the parchment, I must say. I'm very impressed. So yeah, with the video I want to link below is how also it shows you exactly how they stamp the pages. And sometimes when I have the ones that I pulled apart, not these ones, but the pages are all still together in the big sheets. So I've been putting those in my paper bundles. I've got some from the 1800s that they're kind of ruined, and they've only got a paper cover. They're not and they're not a complete set, so there's no point in keeping them. And when I take out the signature, the whole big page is all still intact. So I've been leaving them intact so you can see. Anyway, so that's that one. And then this is another listing. It's got the lovely, I don't know how they did that lovely writing there. And it's again in vellum or parchment, and very good state. Very well, put together. This one's 1755. I don't remember writing that number in my thing. Maybe I didn't write the right number. I don't know. It took me like 3 hours to list them. It took forever. So this is the 6th book, first part in this. It's an ecclesiastical, like a religious book. Venice. They produced a lot of books in Venice. So again, lovely. Got more. So these 3, the next 3 I'm going to bring up, these are in parchment as well. Now these 3 are of the same collection, all covered in parchment. This Habert, it's a theology, so I think it's again Theologia, does that say? Anyway, we'll open it and have a look. Someone's put the number, there's number 3, 4 and 7, and it's just really gorgeous. And this one is 1759. I don't remember these dates. I hope I put them right in my listing. Anyway, forgive me if I got it wrong. And so, yeah, dogmatic theology. So it's about, religion by this person, Ludovico Habert. And it's just fabulous. And there, as I said, there are 3, and they are from the same collection. So they are fairly similar inside. I'll show you the other ones. They're different thicknesses, the books, different widths, but they are fairly similar. This one's got writing in it. The symbols are different on the front. This one's 1757. That one was 55, you see, so they're a little bit different dates. I did put them in one listing, and you can just choose 1 book, 2 books, or 3 books. And obviously, if you choose 2 or 3, you get a discount for having more. And that one is 1759. So they were from different dates, but it was still the same theology, the same, collection, if you know what I mean. So those are those 3. They're in one listing. And then I've got some more French. This might be another. I might have had this book before. Tome 2, because Esprit de Crusades, I had that one, and it's got the beautiful blue inside. And the date of this one is 1780. So and it's in very good state. Look at, and the lovely marbling on the edge of the book as well. It's in fairly good state, yep. It's even got the page, oh no, it came off. The page marker there, it's detached, but I'll leave it in there. And then I've got this one, oh, History of France. Now that one's interesting. It's a beautiful leather cover, very good condition. Someone's done some writing in there. And this, oh, this is old. This one is 1687. 1687. So that one, I think that's about the oldest one I've got left. I think I sold my oldest one already to someone who had already booked, you know, reserved a book. And then there's that one is the next oldest. And then this one here. Now with the French, because I know a lot of you really wanted the Italian ones, I bought the really old French ones as much as I could, unless it was particularly beautiful. So this one has this beautiful paper inside. And this is a history of the Old and New Testament. This one is 1762. But I bought this one because I love the inside paper as well. And it's in good condition. It's in very good condition. And there are some others that I'm umming and ahhing about that I may release at a later date. Now here, this confused me a bit when I was listing these next four. So basically they are the same argument, different volumes. And they're very old, so let's just move these out of the way. Just bear with me a second. I need to keep things in order, otherwise I'll get confused. And a confused Rachel is not a good Rachel, because then I make mistakes. And as you know, shipping internationally, mistakes are very expensive enterprises. Okay, so let's just put these all away all together in the box, so they're all nice and safe and together. Okay, so I've got room to show you the last four books. Okay, so just move that one out of the way, put that one there, and bring these ones up. So what I realised, I got very confused doing these, because I took all my photographs in my telephone. They're not very great photographs, but I kept coming up with these. As you can see, they all look very similar with the beautiful leather covers, and so I kept getting confused because they were the same title. Upside down helps if I put it round the right way. Now this one has a loose page. That's just a blank page. So this is the ancient sacraments of something, I don't know what. There's a first and second part, 1699, this one. So I've got the first and second part. Now I've put them in my shop in one listing, so you can choose the first and second part. Now, what if you chose to buy the first and second part? If you look here, I don't know if I'm confusing you. They've got the same spine. This is tome 2 and tome 3. So, if you were to buy both, I would send both the same ones, if you know what I mean, with the same spine. So let's just look at this. Check the date in this one. It's 1699 too. They're all 1699. They are really beautiful. You know, a little bit fragile here and there. Yeah, that's 1699. But really, really gorgeous books as well. And then I've got the same ones again, but the spine is slightly different. So these two go together, and the other two go together, is what I discovered. That tome 1 and tome 2 in this case. And I believe the date is the same, 1699, and the same title. So I mean, they are lovely. They are really yummy books. And 16.99. Oh, that one's got its separator in. There's a few loose pages. You can decide. You might want to use that. I mean, it's totally detached, or you might want to reattach it. I'm going to let whoever owns them decide. I mean, I have no problems with you just buying the one. You don't have to buy both. But if you want both, they're there for the offering. Yep, that's number 2. So I'm keeping those together now that I've figured that out. So that is it, guys. So they are listed. If anyone is interested, they are there. And I will see you soon. Bye.